There's nothing, absolutely nothing, that tastes sweeter than a last-minute winner against your bitterest local rivals. You can keep your Champions League nights. You can keep your sterile Premier League VAR fests. Give me the mud, the grit, and a 90th minute screamer to silence the neighbors. That is football. That is life. Welcome back, you absolute legends. It's Rodrigo here, and if my voice sounds a bit hoarse, it's because I've been screaming at the top of my lungs all week. The air around Wrexham right now, it's electric. It's crackling with something we haven't felt in decades. It's the smell of fear from the teams above us and the smell of victory from the lads in red. Today isn't just about the senior squad, though God knows they've given us enough to shout about. Today we are looking at the DNA of this club, the future, the young blood. Because while the cameras are on the Hollywood owners and the big signings, the beating heart of Wrexham is pumping harder than ever in the academy. We have a Derby Day victory to dissect, a redemption arc for our number one that belongs in a cinema, and a cup draw that has set up a massive February. Buckle up, the Red Dragons are breathing fire, and nobody is beat around the bush. Let's get straight into the meat of it. The headline act today comes from the under-18s, and listen to me closely. If you aren't paying attention to the youth setup, you are supporting the club with one eye closed. This wasn't a friendly, this wasn't a kickabout in the park, this was Shrewsbury Town, the old enemy, the rivalry that runs deep in the veins of anyone who knows the geography of this border. Wrexham AFC under 18 seconds versus Shrewsbury Town, just saying the names gets the blood boiling. And what happened? Absolute cinema. It was a 3-2 victory, but the score line doesn't tell half the story. It was dramatic, it was visceral, it was a test of character that proves the mentality at the Racecourse is filtering down from the gaffer right to the kids. Shrewsbury drew first blood. Of course they did. Jay snook for them with 5 minutes left in the first half. You know that feeling, right? Just before the break, a lapse in concentration, and you go into the dressing room one down. It's a gut punch. It's the kind of moment where lesser teams fold, where heads drop and you start blaming the pitch or the ref. But this is Wrexham. We don't do heads down. Right before the whistle blew for halftime, Carrick Murphy steps up. A free kick. Now, I haven't seen the angle yet, but when you score a free kick to equalize in a derby right before the break, that is psychological warfare. That is telling the opposition, you thought you had us. Think again, lad. Murphy restored parity, dragging us back into the fight. 1-1 at the break. Then the second half, the hour mark hits, and it's that man Snook again for Shrewsbury. A close range finish, 2-1 to the visitors. At this point, you're looking at the clock. 60 minutes gone, you're trailing at home to your rivals. The pressure on these young lads must have been immense. It's not just a game, it's the shirt, it's the badge. But this is where the magic happens. This is where the stars are born. Lennon Biggs. Remember the name. He steps up to level the scoring again. 2-2. The resilience to come back twice. That is the stuff of champions. But a draw wasn't enough. We didn't want a point. We wanted all three. We wanted the bragging rights. Enter the STARLET. Enter Ollie McTweed. Late in the game, legs are tired, lungs are burning. The tension is palpable. McTweed finds space. He doesn't look for the safe pass. He doesn't look to recycle possession. He pulls the trigger. A long-range strike. A rocket. It hits the back of the net. And surely, the scenes must have been absolute bedlam. A last-minute winner to secure a 3-2 victory over Shrewsbury Town. You cannot script this better. It's poetic. The young Red Dragons turning it around in dramatic fashion. This tells me everything I need to know about the future of this club. We are breeding winners. We are breeding players who don't hide when the going gets tough. Ollie McTweed, take a bow, son. You've just written your name into the folklore of the Youth Academy. Now, let's pivot to the seniors, because the mentality we just saw in the U18s, it's mirroring exactly what is happening in the championship squad. And we need to talk about Arthur Okonkwo. We need to be honest here. Before Christmas, things looked shaky. Remember the Swansea game? Of course you do. It still hurts. That error from Okonkwo, a calamitous mistake in injury time that handed Swansea the win. It was a nightmare. The kind of moment that can destroy a goalkeeper's confidence. The press were on him. The doubters were creeping out of the woodwork, whispering that maybe he wasn't ready. Maybe the pressure was too much. We were sitting 7 points and 9 places adrift of the playoffs. It felt like the season might be drifting into mediocrity, but what did I say about mentality? What did Arthur say? Mistakes are normal in football. It's all about how you react. And my God, what a reaction. Just 21 days later, 3 weeks, that's all it took. We have witnessed a turnaround that is nothing short of miraculous. The Red Dragons have won 4 successive second-tier matches for the first time in the club's history. Read that again. History being made right in front of our eyes. And at the center of it all, the man who was written off by the casuals 3 weeks ago, Arthur Okonkwo. The performance against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup wasn't just good, it was world class. It was a statement. We are talking about a Premier League side, Forest, and Arthur didn't just stand there. He made 7 saves from open play. 7. He was a man possessed. He was diving at feet, tipping shots over the bar, commanding his box like a veteran. But the real drama, the real redemption, came in the shootout. Phil Parkinson, the genius that he is, revealed they practiced penalties the day before. Preparation, detail, professionalism. Arthur said he did loads of research with the analysis team, and it paid off when it mattered most. Against top-flight opposition, Arthur stood tall. He saved the spot kick from Igor Jesus. He saved the one from Amari Hutchinson. He wasn't guessing. He knew. He knew where they were going. He read their body language. He trusted his research, and he executed. From the villain of the Swansea game to the hero of the Forest game, that is character. Wayne Phillips, the former Wrexham midfielder, couldn't hide his delight, and frankly, neither can I. He said Arthur has more than made up for that mistake. Too right, he has. He's 24 years old. He's an ex-Arsenal keeper. He has the pedigree, but now he has the battle scars and the redemption story to go with it. Wrexham beat top-flight opposition for the first time since 1999, and while the strikers get the glory, Arthur Okonkwo built the foundation for that victory. He told the BBC, "I'm just happy I can make the difference again." Humble, focused, ready. This is the kind of player that takes you to the promised land. So, we slayed the giant. We knocked out Nottingham Forest. 3-3 after extra time, 4-3 on penalties. A game that had everything. Libby Kikase and Oliver Rathbone scoring in 3 minutes in the first half. Bang, bang, 2-0 up. Dominic Hyam restoring the 2-goal lead later on. We were leading 2-0, then 3-1. Forrest clawed it back with Hudson, Odoi showing his class, but we held on. We dug deep, and what is our reward? Who do we get in the 4th round? The draw has been made, and the football gods have a sense of humor. Wrexham AFC at home. The Racecourse ground versus Ipswich Town. Now, let's break this down. Ipswich were in the Premier League last season. They got relegated, sure, but they're a massive club with a massive squad. Currently, they are sitting 3rd in the championship. They are flying. They are the benchmark for where we want to be. We played them back in November at Portman Road. What happened? A goalless draw, 0-0. We went to their patch against a team pushing for automatic promotion, and we kept a clean sheet. We stood toe-to-toe with them and didn't blink. Now, we bring them to North Wales. We bring them to the Stop Car Ras, and I'm telling you, they will not be looking forward to this. Wayne Phillips said it best. Teams will fear Wrexham in the 4th round, and he is dead right. Nobody wants to come to the racecourse right now. The atmosphere is hostile, the pitch is ours, and the momentum is like a freight train. The tie is set for the weekend of February 14th or 15th. Valentine's weekend, well, there won't be any love lost on that pitch, I can tell you that. It's going to be a battle. But here is the ironic twist. The fixture list is absolutely mental. We played them in the FA Cup, and then literally the following weekend, Saturday, February 21st, we played them again in the league, at the Racecourse. Back-to-back home games against Ipswich Town. Talk about a double-header. Talk about defining a season. These 2 games could shape our entire campaign if we knocked them out of the cup. Imagine the psychological damage we inflict before the league game a week later. We have the chance to derail their season while boosting ours into the stratosphere. This isn't just a cup tie. It's a tactical war over 2 weekends. Phil Parkinson versus Kieran McKenna or whoever is managing them doesn't matter. It's our squad depth versus theirs, and after seeing us go 120 minutes against Forest, and when I back our fitness and our heart against anyone. While the FA Cup is the glamour, the bread and butter is the championship. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Remember that gap I mentioned? 7 points adrift? Forget it. That's ancient history. Wrexham's immediate focus returns to the league, and the picture has changed completely. We are now sitting just 1 point, and 3 spots behind the top 6. We are breathing down their necks. We are in the rearview mirror, flashing the high beams, getting ready to overtake. We welcome Norwich City to North Wales this Saturday. Norwich, another team with Premier League parachute payments, another team with history, but they are strugglers right now. They are vulnerable. We need to smash them. We need to take that energy from the Forest win and unleash it on the Canaries. Then, 3 days later, we host Leicester City, another massive club. The schedule is relentless. Norwich, Leicester, then the Ipswich doubleheader. This is a run of fixtures that would break a weaker team. But we aren't weak. We are Wrexham. Wayne Phillips, the man knows his stuff. He played in that famous 1992 win over Arsenal. He reckons there are great days to come. He says Wrexham have sent a message by winning 4 on the bounce in the Championship. He's right. The message is simple. We are not here to make up the numbers. We are not here for a documentary storyline. We are here to get promoted. The Championship is their bread and butter, Phillips said. People were hoping they'd be able to compete in the top half at the start of the season, but now teams above them will be looking over their shoulders. That is the key phrase, looking over their shoulders. The pressure is not on us. The pressure is on the teams currently in the playoff spots. They are the ones who are supposed to be there. We are the disruptors. We are the gatecrashers at the party. We are in a very good place heading into the final few months. The squad is cooking. The goals are being shared around. Kakesi, Rathbone, Hyam all chipping in. It's not just relying on Moen though. We love him. It's a team effort. And with Okonkwo in this form, with the Wall of Wales behind him, the confidence flows to the whole XI. So where does this leave us? We have the other 18s showing the heart of Lions, coming back from behind to beat Shrewsbury with a last-minute screamer from Ollie McTweed. The future is secure. The passion is there from the grassroots up. We have Arthur Okonkwo, a man who stared adversity in the face, took the criticism, did his homework, and emerged as a hero, slaying a Premier League giant. We have a massive FA Cup tie against Ipswich Town at home, a chance to claim another scalp and march into the 5th round, all while setting a marker for the league. And we have the Championship table looking tastier than a pint of Wrexham lager on a Friday night. 1 point off the playoffs, there is a sense of inevitability, building at the Stoke Carras. You can feel it in the stands. You can see it in the players' eyes. The Hollywood owners might have brought the spotlight, but the players, the staff, and the fans have brought the thunder. We aren't just a story anymore. We are a force. A footballing force that is dismantling teams with history, with budget, with pedigree. We are doing it with grit, with analysis, with penalty shootout heroics, and with 30-yard screamers from teenage starlets. This weekend against Norwich is going to be loud, is going to be hostile, and is going to be another step on this insane journey. Do not blink. Do not look away. Because something special is happening in North Wales, and if you aren't on board the bandwagon yet, you're gonna get run over by it. Up the town, up the Reds, and let's keep this fire burning. Rodrigo out.